Hey everybody, welcome back to the second last video of this tutorial series. You guys come a long way here. We have a inventory page that opens up, and last video we worked on the item information there, where we can get item information just on the side here once we roll over an item. Okay, and this video is gonna be the lock system for your chest, and we're gonna do a couple of other things for us to basically query check the key and make sure it's the right key opening the right chests. Alright, so, I mean, you guys have been here hopefully from the beginning, and you have all this all done up here. And, yeah, I'm excited to show you guys this, so let's get started here. Let's open up our content drawer. We're going to make all of our interfaces first. So first we're going to update UI update. We have another function we're going to put in there called function add message. Okay, and that'll be an input of message. Actually, it's a Boolean. Let's do can interact. Just to save us a little bit of time. Can interact, and then message. And we'll make that a text. We'll flip these around. That one's on top. And that's it for that one. We'll close it, and then we'll make a brand new blueprint interface called BPI underscore use item. Okay, we'll open that up, and the function we'll make is called key query. And we need to have that as the item data. Actually, we'll call it key item data, and that'll be our s underscore item data struct that we made. Okay, let's get out of there. Let's make it a component for locking stuff, or unlocking stuff, rather. So we will right-click in our components folder and make a blueprint class and an actor component, and we will call this lock system. So ideally we're making this component so it can go on chests, doors, pretty much anything that you want to lock, and you want to have a key unlock it. Okay, so let's open this up here, and let's start with a couple of variables. First one we're going to call key to open. This is going to be a item parent, BP, we'll call them, BP underscore item parent, and this is going to be a class reference, and we're going to make this instance editable. So we are going to be able to set, basically every time we put whatever this lock system, so we'll say the chest, for example, or maybe it's a door. As soon as we place that in the world, we can click on it, and then we can come over here and we can edit what key we want to actually open this door or chest. Okay, so let's make another variable, and we'll call it key name, and that'll be a name. Pardon me, that'll be a text. I always get the two backwards because name's in the title. We will make a Boolean called locked. Let's compile, and let's click on locked, and let's make it true by default. And then, as per usual, we're going to make a reference to our HUD, so we'll get actor of class, and it's going to be HUD class. Wrote that to a variable, call it HUD, we're all done. Okay, so let's implement the use item interface as well. So we'll go to class settings, implemented interfaces, and we'll scroll down to use item. We'll hit compile. All right, we got to do, let's set this key name, because that's going to run our stuff here. So we will get the key to open, and we will get actor of class. We are going to then get the item data for, there it is, get item data for the key. We are then going to get the item ID, and then we're going to split that, and we'll finally get our row name, and then we're going to get data table row. The data table will be the only one we have. And then, of course, we're going to break this. I'm going to stay with breaking the out row for the data table just because it's so huge, and then we can collapse it after, and then it stays a bit neater. But anyways, we're going to get our key name, and then we're going to set the key name as the name. There we go. Okay, that's all we need to do out of event begin play. We're going to hit the pause button. We're going to make a couple of other things. So what we need to do, hopefully I'll explain this pretty good. We're going to go into data, and we're going to make a new blueprint class, and you'll see here it says pick parent class. So by default, like even up here, the parent class for this lock system component is actor component. So there's a lot of stuff in actor as the parent class. So we want to make a basically a child of the parent class that we can then make a child of our lock system. So like our chests and our doors, just so that when we're going to be searching to see if we can interact with a key, we want to search for stuff that's in a locked class, basically. So we're going to select actor, and we're going to rename this locked class. Okay. Literally that's it. You just need to save all. We just need something to basically categorize the things that we want to be locked in a blueprint so that we can access them later, which we're going to do inside our HUD class. So we'll go in there. We are going to then go into our item we're in here, item management, sorry. We're going to come down here and you'll see, oh look, there's a thing that says key. How great. We're going to drag that down here and make a reroute node, and then we're going to collapse it to a graph. Come on. Why is this so hard? There we go. Collapse to graph, and we'll call this key query. Let's go in there. All right, so the thing we need to do is we need to get our player character. We need to get our player character's interaction, or interact sphere, whatever it's called, whatever we called it at the beginning of the video there. Get interact sphere. And we need to check if our sphere is overlapping, we'll say get overlapping actors. And the class filter we're going to do is that locked, I spelled lock wrong. The locked class. That's what we're looking for, the one we just made. We're going to drag out of there, and we're going to get a copy. And don't worry about the index on this either, because ideally we're only overlapping one locked class, and if not, it's just going to get the top one and just open one thing at a time. Okay, after that we're going to get component by class, and it's going to be our lock system component. And from there, we need to drag out of here, and we need to key query in the BPI, and we're going to do the message. Okay, and just do that. For the key item data, we're going to get to our item slot variables and get current item data, because if you guys recall, if we go back to item management, down here where we're setting our use item, we're going to be using the key from our quick use item slot, and it's setting the current item data. So if our key is in our quick use item, then we have this current item data as the keys data. Okay, this is what it should look like. That's all we need to do. All right. Last thing inside item management, we need to basically in our lock system, after we run through all our checks and confirm that it is the right key, we're going to unlock the lock, and then we want to use that key up. So we're going to create we'll just do it right here, a custom event. We'll call it use key. Should spell that right there. There we go. And we'll plug that in right here, because then we will then minus the key from the inventory, and then it's going to remove it from our inventory as per usual. Okay. All right, so let's hit compile. Let's go back to the lock system. We're going to finish it up in here. We're going to implement the event for the key query. And we're going to check first, obviously, if our key is the right key. So we're going to get our key to open, and we will check and make sure. We'll say equals, and we'll just drag the item data down here, and we'll break it. And we're going to check if the item class equals the key to open. And if it does, we're going to get a branch. We'll come out of the false branch first. We'll use that fancy warning system, add warning message, and that'll be from our HUD class. So our HUD class manages all that. We are then going to format text, and we're going to say locked with an exclamation mark. Don't put like chest locked or door locked, because obviously it could be anything other than chests. So isn't necessarily a check that's locked, but we just say locked requires, and then in those special brackets we'll put key. Okay, and then we'll drag the key name and plug it in right here. Okay, That's it for the warning. If it is the same key, we can obviously unlock our chest or door or whatever. So we will drag out of true and set locked as false. And then we're going to make an event dispatcher called unlock. And then we can run events in all the different actors that run this component. So we'll drag that out and we will call it. And then we will get our HUD class one more time, and we are going to call that event use key. Because then we don't have to create another dependency somewhere else. Okay, so that'll happen. We'll hit compile, and that is all we need to do in our lock class. So that is all done. Okay, I did say this is the second last video. I think we will make the widget in this video, and then I'll cut it off, and then we'll do the chest all in the last video, just so we can leave some area for debugging here. I was going to do that in the next video, but I think we'll just do it all here. Let's do the widgets, or the last widget we're going to do in the series here. So user interface, widget blueprint, user widget, and then we're going to call it interact message. I'm gonna die before I realize that you can't put spaces between stuff. So, okay, so we just made this new widget. The widget is not going to be that complicated. Let's first give you guys the new items for the free assets in this tutorial here. This will be the last ones. Okay, the free assets. One will be this lock symbol. And we'll open that up and we'll do our thingy thing. We'll change the texture group to UI, and then we'll change that's already there, so that's perfect. We'll hit save. And then the other two in there are static meshes for the chest. So let's go to items, meshes, and then we'll drag in chest body and chest lid. And everything should be fine. We'll just hit import all. Oh, actually, sorry. There's another one in there called chest lock. I forgot about that too. So we'll drag that in there as well. The chest lock looks pretty jank, to be honest. But it's fine. We'll just select all the materials and drag them into textures before we start doing anything. And perfect. Okay, so that's done. Let's do this widget, and then we'll do one other thing in this tutorial, and then we'll end it, and we'll come back in the next video for the chest. But let's get started with this. Let's do a size box. Right there. Size box. Let's do a border so we can draw. Actually, let's just do this first here. Width and override. Let's do like 300 by 50. And we'll do desired on screen so we can see it. That might be too small. Maybe, we'll figure it out after. Okay, anyways, next we'll do a border so we can do a background on this size box. Okay, for the border, we will do the brush color as black and 0.7, as per what we've been doing before. Next, we will do a, that's fine, yeah. We will do a horizontal box. And we're going to put some padding. Let's do 4 for the padding. Okay, after the horizontal box, we're going to do an image. And this will be that lock. So, did it by 50, so we'll do the image size as 50 by 50. And we'll do center and center. And I'm drawing as an image. Why does it look squished? Let's call this lock. Why does it look squished? Is this because this padding's 4? Let's get rid of the padding for the horizontal box. Perfect. And the border. Size block is 50, so let's just put the lock in here. So we'll just type lock. I cannot spell lock right today. Lock. That looks silly. Let's put 50 by 50. There, that looks pretty unsilly. The tint, I think, just make it like that color. Something like that. Okay. Actually, it could be lighter. There we go. I don't want it like fully white. All right, next, let's do a scale box. Actually, let's just do text, and then we can just wrap it because it's just way faster. So we'll put it in the horizontal box, and then we'll wrap it with a scale box. Okay, per usual for the scale box, let's make sure it's set to fill, and it's centered and centered. Actually, horizontal, let's just do that. All right. Okay, I think that's it for this. For text block, we'll just call it, we'll put in both. We'll just say locked requires earth, or we'll say orange key. Okay, so you can see that it's kind of like pushing the edge there, so we can probably put some padding in. Oh, sorry, yeah, it was here. The scale box for padding, let's put in like 10 and 10. Yeah, it looks pretty good. The other thing it's going to say is it's just going to say literally use orange key. And this is going to disappear, so we need to make sure that when we're hiding this, we're selecting the collapsed option, and I'll explain that in a second. But yeah, that's what it's going to look like, and that looks pretty damn good. So let's hit compile. We'll do an animation now called fade. Let's hit add all named widgets this, and you guys should have this basically down to a pat now. We've done this many times in the series. Okay, this will be 0. And it fades in. Oh, looks so good. Okay, we'll compile. We will make sure we are not on that animation. And I believe we just have to do the graph for this. Okay, so for all three of these, we don't need them. We're gonna bye-bye. Let's go to class settings. Let's add the UI update, and we're gonna right-click implement event for add message. We need to add another interface that I forgot about that we haven't used for a long time. That'll be the interact. Okay, we'll hit compile, and we need to implement the event for show item UI and hide item UI. Okay. First, let's add a branch from that can interact, and this is going to control the visibility of the lock, basically. So let's grab the lock. If you can't see that there, it's because it's not a variable. I don't think I mentioned that, but yeah, make sure the lock's a variable, and the text needs to be a variable as well, and we'll call it message. I don't know how to spell that right now. Whatever. Text is variable graph. Okay, so the lock, we're going to set visibility. And if we can interact, we are going to set this to collapse. So collapse says not visible, but takes up no space in the layout. So what's going to happen is this is going to disappear, and then our message is going to widen out and cover the whole widget instead of just this little section. Because it's making room for that lock image, but if the image doesn't exist, then it's just going to stretch out. Okay, we're going to copy and paste that, and then it'll be the opposite for false, because if we can't interact, that means we don't have the right key, so we're going to show this as visible. Actually, sorry, not hit testable, self and all children. Okay, then we'll get our message text, and we will set text. And that'll be out of here, and that'll be this. All right. That's that. That's nice and easy. For these ones, not too complicated with these ones either. All we're going to do is we're going to, for show item UI, we're going to set visibility to not hit decibel self and all children. And then we're going to grab our animation for fade, and then we're going to play animation. Play animation. Okay, and then we are going to, forward, and the rest of that is all great. We will do essentially the same thing. Let's copy this for the animation. The only difference is we need to set it as reversed, so that it's playing it from 0.5 back to 0. Then we need to add a delay, so that animation can actually finish. We'll do 0.5, which is the length of the animation, and then we will set visibility as hidden. Okay, and that's for the whole widget. That's not just for the lock thing. All right. Okay, so just gonna check the time on this video. We're at 20 minutes, so I'll meet you guys in the next video. We're gonna I'll make a separate key so that we'll have 2 keys in the system. We don't have to add any more meshes or anything. We'll just do it with the existing stuff we have. Yeah, basically we're at the home stretch here. There's just 1 video left, and you guys will have a lock and key system, and you'll have all the other good stuff we've already made here in this tutorial series. So make sure you like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.